there can be a lot of goodness in what's on there, but there are parts of that ecosystem that are dark. And they do a great job of stopping it, but every now and then the algorithm doesn't catch it, and a human's got to go, like you have to have a nose for who the threat actor is and get in there and find something. And so some of the child exploitation stuff is really hard to look at. So to give you an idea of how hard this is, these companies have teams, and I mean like 24 hours a day, every day of the year, multiple languages. All they do all day long is look at pictures of terrorist activity, like beheadings, videos of what ISIS used to do that you and I probably saw in a video at some point that were leaked and now uploaded, of, you know, minors with no clothes on, like bad stuff happening to them that are able to get uploaded, and we got to catch them quick. They have to review these in real time. So like they literally work on technology that decreases the emotional impact on the person, the mental drain of having to look at that for 8 hours a day.
I mean, I imagine, like, does Google have like almost protection measures in place where it's like, hey, you need to take some time off. Hey, or bringing you, like, you're going through therapy. Like,
yep. So they got, and so I think this is the stuff that you don't see. The news articles are always bad, but it's the same way in the military.
Yeah.
You know, the stories aren't great ones, but they learn this over time. So as this industry of trust and safety was growing up, like if you look at from when Facebook started, if you can try to wrap your head around, nobody is policing Facebook and you could put whatever you want on it. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, and they literally started with one person in a room. Your job is to take down bad stuff. And how quickly it scaled to millions, then billions of users. The teams grew from there. So now you're kind of at, like we were in the GWAT in 2017, where we had stuff nailed down and we still got it wrong in the military. But here you've got like teams working, and here's how long you can look at something. And when you look at it, it needs to be in grayscale instead of color, because we've done enough testing psychologically that helps you absorb it.
Really?
It can be blurred slightly and you can still see what's going on without getting the same impact to you as a person.
Oh, shit.
So I guess what I'm saying is that ain't cheap to do.
Yeah.
And there isn't
automated?
Technically a law. No, this is a human sitting there and they're running technical capabilities in to make it easier.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it's costly. It's humans in a chair with technical skill, like technical capabilities being improved all the time, and psychological breaks, and like you're never going to hear about that.
Yeah.
But it happens. Wow. And like you have people managing that around the world.
Yeah.
All the time.
Is there dark web components to in that group, the trust and safety thing?
Tons.
Because I'll be the first to admit, like, I've heard that term, I'm familiar with it. I don't even pretend to understand what the fuck it is or how you even get to it.
So easiest way for people to understand it is, think of it as, I mean, it is the internet, but the sites aren't indexed in the same way. So you don't surface them the way you do in Google search. You have to know exactly where you want to go. And they are highly functioning black markets. That's what they are. Like, it is people, in different law enforcement fields can attest who've been in the dark web. You can compare them to criminal enterprises. Highly efficient, skilled division of labor, selling organs, drugs, 0 days, you name it on there. So there's a thing called a Tor browser, the Onion router, TOR, that if you download that, you can kind of access it with some anonymity. And you can just find your way around to whatever group it is that you want to be a part of that's sharing terrible material. So there are entire companies now that index the dark web so that you as a layman, like for us, if we want to go as a company and look at the dark web, we can very quickly do it almost like you search Google now. They index it like that. And you go and find these communities.
So, I mean, anybody even the companies who are indexing it and the people who want that index are bad actors, right? Like there's no, unless it's law enforcement or like
The argument is there's a privacy component that is not criminal. So people who would say, like, I don't want Google to know when I do something. I want to have anonymity. But once you get into the marketplaces of like we're selling drugs or children or whatever, yeah, There's no.
I mean, I guess, to me, it seems like kind of a cop out. You know, it's like, I get wanting your personal privacy, but on the same token, like, there's not good things for sale, right? I mean, there's not fucking Target doesn't have a dark website, right?
No.
I mean, like, there's no, like, everything on there is illegal.
There's no way to shut it down.
Yeah.
There's no ability to do that. And it was created, the capability to get there was created by the government. So, because it gave us anonymity, it gave us connectivity.
And now it's been turned into a fucking circus.
Yeah.
Wow.
Highly efficient black market.
Man. Where do you see the future going as far as the cyber world goes?
I just see this as the never-ending arms race of now it's AI. That's the capability. I think for a while, like for people who have heard of the Metaverse or this world that people would operate in that Facebook is making, I just looking at Facebook, they'll probably bring that thing to fruition. I thought for a while that would be our focus of, hey, you're going to have people interacting in these three-dimensional digital environments.
I don't get it.
So you and I would be sitting, it would feel like this, but I would still be home in California. But it would literally, like, you'd have the feel of sitting here next to you.
It's like you'd be wearing VR fucking, I have no desire to fuck with that.
Or you'd feel like you were courtside at a game. I don't either. So I don't know if that's going to pan out. Yeah. But I think that's what we thought was coming until AI overtook everything.
How old are you?
43.
43. I'm 45. You and I don't get it.
I know.
I can see our kids preferring that.
Yes.
You know, just because of how they've grown up in the Snapchat, TikTok generation of, like, I'm baffled at the lack of interaction that kids have.